Okay, picture this. You're building the absolute ultimate team in Wuthering Waves, but you keep running into the exact same roadblocks. You're dealing with frustrating energy recharge issues, clunky rotations that fall apart if you miss one dodge, and that constant looming fear that your brand new, shiny DPS is just going to get power crept into oblivion in a couple of patches. If you thought our current meta teams were crazy, just wait until you see what's coming next, because it is going to blow your mind. We need to talk about Lucilla because she totally flips how we usually build our teams. By the way, we are doing something super special for the community. I am giving away one Lunite subscription as soon as we hit 300 subscribers on the channel. If you want a chance to win that free Lunite sub, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your UID down in the comments below. It is that simple. Now, when we look at new characters, it's super easy to get baited by giant damage numbers on day one. But let's be real, damage dealers are usually the fastest characters to get power crept. The second a new DPS drops with slightly higher multipliers, your old favorite just doesn't hit the same anymore. That is exactly why Lucilla is your new best friend. Her actual value goes way beyond her own personal damage output. She brings so much supportive utility to the table, including resistance shred, echo buffs, insane outro effects, and Glacio interactions. Let's start by talking about one of the coolest parts of her design, her extreme flexibility. Lucilla is basically the ultimate Swiss Army knife for your account because she has this incredible dual identity. Instead of being locked into one boring, hyper-specific niche that might fall out of the meta, she has access to both an Echo mode and a Glacio Chaff mode. This means she essentially has two completely separate pathways to stay relevant in the long run. If the meta shifts hard toward Echo-focused damage dealers, she's top tier. If Glacio Chaff teams completely take over the game, she already has a permanent slot on the roster. Let's look at the Echo side of things first, because it is absolutely stacked. In her Echo mode, she acts as a complete support package all by herself. She provides your team with an Echo skill damage bonus, Echo skill amplification, and even extra Echo critical damage through her unique zoom stacks. Most supports in this game give you maybe one or two decent buffs, but she supports the entire archetype single-handedly. Plus, there is this massive brain mechanic tied to her ability called Oblivion. Every single time she casts Oblivion in her Echo stance, the game engine registers it as an entirely different Echo skill. Hear me out, this is huge. As the game updates and we get new Sonata effects, weapons, or mechanics that reward us for spamming Echo skills, Lucilla's stock is just going to shoot through the roof. Now, let's talk about the biggest headache in Wuthering Waves: managing your resonance energy. We all hate being forced to run awkward battery teammates just to keep our rotations from falling apart. Well, Lucilla is the ultimate wildcard because she doesn't rely on resonance energy for her liberation at all. I am not kidding, she completely ignores the normal energy economy. Save up to 24% on your top-ups using Loot Bar. It's a solid way to save money. For example, the 6,480 Lunites pack costs around $76 on Loot Bar compared to $100 in-game. The top-up process is very straightforward. Just pick your pack, log in through their single-use cloud device, redeem it in-game exactly like the official store, and then log out. Loot Bar is widely used and has tens of thousands of reviews on Trustpilot, making it one of the most trusted platforms for in-game top-ups. Link to Loot Bar is in the description. Instead, her entire gameplay loop, using abilities like Spotlight, Commendable, and Compensate, generates a resource called Trace. This trace then converts into photos. The second she collects just 3 of these photos, boom, she activates Clear as Day, which is her fully empowered state. Because her strongest ability is tied directly to simply playing her kit instead of waiting for a gauge to fill up, she feels infinitely more consistent and self-sufficient than almost anyone else on the roster. Her damage ceiling is basically dictated by how well you play, not how much energy recharge you rolled on your echoes. We have to talk about her concerto generation, because people sleep on this mechanic way too much while staring at big DPS numbers. Faster concerto generation literally means your team rotations are smoother, you're firing off more intro skills, and you're triggering more outro skills. Lucilla generates a massive amount of concerto through her abilities like Spotlight, and using Letting It Go grants even more. She basically acts as the engine for your entire team, greasing the wheels so that every rotation flows flawlessly. Speaking of flow, let's dive into her Glacio Chaff synergy. She has this incredibly smart mechanic called Film Roll. When your other team members apply Glacio Chaff to enemies, Lucilla can actually consume her Film Roll stacks to trigger even more instances of Chaff herself. Think about what this means for the future. Instead of getting replaced when a new, stronger Glacio character drops, she actually becomes stronger right alongside them. She amplifies their power. And it gets crazier. Her Glacio Chaff outro skill hands out a jaw-dropping 60% amplification effect. Pay close attention here, that is an amplification, not just a standard damage bonus. In gacha games, amplification effects are the holy grail because they stack so much more efficiently with all the other buffs you get from weapons and echoes. To top it all off, if you hit her perfect focus interactions, she shreds the enemy's Glacio's resistance. Resistance Shred is another mechanic that ages incredibly well because it boosts all matching elemental damage across the board, no matter how much the game's power level creeps up. But honestly, it's not just about the math, it's about how she actually feels to play. The quality of life in her kit is off the charts. When she casts Letting It Go, she gets complete interruption immunity and damage immunity. You get on-demand iframes. It doesn't matter how high your DPS is if an enemy constantly knocks you out of your animation. So having this built-in safety net is a game changer for high-level content. She also has a really fun focus mechanic that rewards you with better resource generation if you time your perfect focus windows correctly. It raises the skill ceiling for the hardcore players, but it still automatically activates for casual players, making her super forgiving. Even when you aren't fighting bosses, she is pulling her weight. Her quick glance ability is an exploration godsend, helping you spot hidden collectibles, resources, and reverberations so you can scoop them up without wasting time. Lucilla isn't just a character, she's an investment that is going to age like fine wine. She does the job of two characters at once, she speeds up your rotations, and she future-proofs your account. So, who are you planning to pair her with? Are you leaning toward an Echo Spam team or a Glacio Chaff setup? Let me know in the comments down below, I'd absolutely love to read your team ideas. Save up to 24% on your top-ups using Loot Bar. Link to Loot Bar is in the description.